Welcome back to Beaumont's Home Kitchen. Today, I will be responding to negative comments. Part of being any type of YouTuber or foodie online, you're gonna have these negative people who comment. Some of the comments, and I thank everyone for all the positive comments because I get way more of those than the negative ones, but I thought I'd do a video on me responding to the negative ones. A few of the really good ones is, "This man is so wholesome, love it." Oh, here's one. Okay, so this is back to my spaghettini bolognese. Give a little bit of history about this recipe. So the original recipe, or parts of the recipe, is from when I worked in a fine dining restaurant in Vancouver, Canada. Beautiful restaurant in Yaletown, a fine dining Italian restaurant. And this is kind of the way my chef, who I apprenticed with, he would make these lovely spaghetti bolognese. And I kind of made the recipe from some of the things he taught me, right? And then I had this guy, a few negative comments, and one of the negative comments was, "This is a bad recipe and you don't put spaghettini with ragu." Like, my response to that comment is kind of what I said before, this is a recipe that I'm going with from a fine dining Italian restaurant. So how could that be a bad recipe? I don't get it, right? And you can do different things with food. As long as it tastes good, all good, right? I've seen Jamie Oliver do the same thing with spaghettini bolognese with ragu. It's the same thing. So this is a fun response. This was a fun one, and I'll even share my response. But to this one is number one. He has a whole bunch of negative comments, probably about like 7 or 8 of them. Little, I'm going to say a punky 24-year-old. All right. First, he says, "This dish, spaghettini bolognese, don't exist in an American interpretation." What the does that mean? Like, seriously, my response to that comment is, it's not an American dish to begin with. I'm interpreting it from an Italian. I don't get it. Traditional sauce is a ragu and bologna, and traditional pasta of tagliatelle or pappardelle alla ragu alla bolognese. Okay, yeah, sure. You can put it with different noodles, but spaghettini bolognese, that means spaghetti? Hello. Number 3, this guy keeps going. All right. You need to build a fond which deglaze with red wine, preferred white wine. You didn't create any fond. Okay, to a certain point, but I sort of did, because I started with the onions, the garlic, and I sauteed that up. Right. Okay, that's fair. Maybe I should have put the garlic, onion, then deglaze with the white wine with adding all the other stuff. But what I was kind of trying to go for is doing it, sauteing the onions, garlic, carrots, celery, and I wanted to get that sort of caramelized and then add the red wine, and that's kind of the way I did it, and I don't see a problem with that. 4, no tomatoes get used. Only tomato paste and colored in the fond. And 5, it's filled with meat broth. Yes, that's a good criticism, because I didn't put broth in it, and I'm pretty sure our previous chef did it with chicken stock or beef stock, right? So yes, understandable. I missed that part. Oops. No oregano or anything like that is added. What's wrong with oregano? Excuse me. Oregano is a spice from the Middle East. So, and if I feel like putting it in my spaghetti bolognese, I'm going to. I don't give a shit what you say. My recipe, not his. See, these people just say bad things about your recipe, but they couldn't cook it themselves if they wanted to, and they couldn't even make a video, or it gets simmered for a minimum of 4 to 6 hours. Okay, so let's go back to Beaumont's Home Kitchen. It's your home kitchen. Maybe I don't have time to cook it for 4 or 5 hours. Okay, maybe if I cooked it in a restaurant, I'd probably want to simmer it for longer, but for home cooking, you mix the pasta before serving in the pan with the sauce, not put it on top. No one uses the powdered Parmesan cheese. Okay, so yes, you can mix it with the pan and the pasta and all that kind of stuff. This is home cooking. Totally different if you're serving it at home with company and stuff, right? Okay, the Parmesan cheese. Yes, I could have used real grated Parmesan cheese, because that just adds to the flavor of the dish. Understandable. So I can take that criticism, I suppose. We don't talk about that onion powder. What the So let's go back to this home cooking. And I like my onion powder, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. I don't see what the problem is. You literally did everything wrong. Could do wrong. You want to give advice? Do your research. It isn't logical for you. I'm 24 and not Italian. It isn't hard to achieve knowledge. Each chef or each cook has its own interpretation of a dish. So I love my response to how I responded to this individual. He had some good feedback there, so that's fine. Thank you for his feedback. feedback. I cook this dish of original recipe from an award-winning Italian chef. I will give his feedback and compare. Thanks, bon appetit. That was my response. And I think that's a good response. It's like, you know what, you can say what you want. I basically in a polite way told him to go away. And a few people asked him for instructions on the recipe, which is fine. I always tell him, damn good stuff, bro. I like that comment. That looks delicious. My mouth is watering right now by looking at that. Great video. Oh, the steak. Oh, I love the steak ones. They're fun. So a steak. Say a steak is a personal preference, and I did the short with the picanha, and I actually did get a pretty nice crust on it if I remember. And it was a beautiful medium rare steak, but this person says, where's the crust? He didn't cook it for my Nanaimo bars. This isn't really a bad comment. It's just a comment about the food and a touch of diabetes. I said, I don't make often, just special occasions, not something to eat every day. But no, I love to make it at Christmas time and during the holidays. It's kind of a nice treat, right? And somebody wanted, not a bad comment, he just wanted a close-up of the tarts, please. More lighting. Yeah, I get it because this feedback is, you know, sometimes I could do better lighting. I could do, you know, more shots of the food and stuff. But yeah, but I think I've been getting better with that. So there you go. One of the videos I just had music and he really likes the music, which is great. Some of the shorts I just do music. Okay, so he commented on my prime rib roast and my Ninja Foodie, and I was pretty detailed with that prime rib recipe because it's one of my best videos. It's gotten lots of views. And this comment was, why did I get this when I did a Google search? Too many questions to what even try asking. Yeah, it's a prime rib roast. If you have a question, write it down and I can answer it. But if you just write a comment like that, well, how do I know? Oh, so I made a French toast. And the recipe, someone just wants to say, but where's the cinnamon? Totally, I get it. French toast, you can totally add cinnamon. I love that comment. Oh, I like this one. Almost everyone is criticizing. That's what they do. Oh, my response to that was, this is cooking my steak, is everyone is critical. I say making your steak is a personal preference. So I say, cook it the way you like. Kind of perfect way to explain steak. Fun Dr. Pepper and Fireball. He says, not nasty confirmation. It was a pretty good drink. I like that drink. I like this comment. He sure knows how to handle his meat. Yeah. The bacon. First things first. You need a cast iron skillet. What? For bacon? At home? You don't need a cast iron skillet for bacon. Period. Then you have to heat the pan right up to the right temperature, about 4 minutes on high flame until it's extremely hot. Throw the bacon in with more space, less than a minute aside. Yeah, you shouldn't really overcrowd the pan with bacon, but at the same time, home cooking, I kind of like my bacon a little less crispy. Other people like theirs crispy, so I think bacon, again, personal preference. That steak is not for the pan, just my thoughts. Picanha steak I did, which is a top sirloin cap. Yeah, it's great on the barbecue. I do it on the barbecue all the time, but if you wanted to do, and if you want to pan fry it, that's the way I do. I put it in the pan as well. So you can do, I was just explaining, you could do it both ways, and that's fine. I get a lot of comments like this that says, I think you have relaxing energy. It's refreshing. Thank you for the recipe. And that was my pumpkin pie. So I definitely get way more positive ones than negative ones, but oh, the negative ones are kind of fun. Thank you, I'm gonna make this for my father. Yay, they're making it for family, cool. He didn't like mushrooms, but he's 33 and loves mushrooms now. Part of cooking or part of your taste buds, sometimes they improve when you get older, appreciate things better. Shots for every time he says, baby carrots or carrots. Cool, that's a cool one. Oh, my beef sausage. Say smoked beef sausage one more time. Kind of a funny comment. What kind of sausage is that? Beef. Oh, I kind of like this comment. I don't think it's negative. This dude is weird. That's fine. I don't mind being weird. I find that's a compliment. Looks tasty, Beaumont. Ground beef sausage video. This is actually a pretty good short, along with the amazing voice. Very nice. You have a Bob Ross vibe. Love the peace I get from your tone. Oh, I've been told this before. My channel is a little bit underrated, which is totally fine. How can I explain my channel being a little bit underrated? I would say kind of do what I want, do all kinds of different things on the channel to keep it entertaining. And yeah, that's the way I do it. And I don't do everything the way it should be done. I do it differently and in the way I do what I want to do. You know, it could be better, but I've done well. And it's just going to get better. I'm definitely cooking this for my family. Nice. Looks amazing. I love cherries. Lots of positive, eh? This guy is underrated as hell. Looks great. Yum, summer treat. Rainier cherry ice cream. Hey, love the channel. Keep going. Yeah, I've slowed down a little bit, but I'm still there. This is the best shake I ever had. My strawberry and pineapple and chocolate shake. When I did a smoked prime rib beef sandwich, I'm cutting the meat on the metal tray instead of a cutting board. Oops. Why are you making and slicing your sandwich on a plate on top of a chopping board? I would recommend using a board for the aesthetic purposes. Please. Prime rib roast looks perfect though, and those onions look like you're very patient. Yeah, some feedback. Cool. I like feedback. Oh, another steak comment. Air fried steak. This guy says there's no crust outside. It failed to cook a steak. No, it didn't, because it's a perfect medium rare. It wasn't a terrible steak. Gotta try steaks different way. I just wanted to try it in the air fryer, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible, and I got it a perfect medium. So if you can do that from an air fryer, well, what the heck not? I gotta cook it at a higher heat and coarse salt. Nothing else. You know how I would say about that is, if you watch Gordon Ramsay, he always puts pepper on a steak. I put pepper on my steak before I grill it. That's all there is to it. Everyone has their own way. Can you cook it in a cast iron pan? Yeah, for a better sear, of course you can. But you can also do it. I was showing you can also do it in just a regular fry pan, and you still get a pretty good crust, and it's totally fine. Telling me I did the bacon wrong. You did it wrong. It's not crispy at all. Overcrowded your pan, causing the bacon to shrink. Yeah, as I said, bacon is a personal preference. I prefer mine a little not as crispy as others. Oh, somebody said, was the fat hard and chewy? Made mine the same way at a higher heat. Yeah, when you do the picanha, you can sear the fat part, and it just makes it a little more crispy. I sometimes do that. So bad, I forget sometimes. Oh, the potato video. You should cook potatoes different ways. And I fit in with the other 12,000 videos that have potatoes. Well, I want to fit in. Who cares? It's potatoes. 4 eggs and there's 5? Technical error, oops. Part of cooking, sometimes I say something and do the opposite. This is the way it goes. I just made ribs using your video, and I must say, these are the best ribs I've ever had. Thank you. That was my beef ribs. Oh, and the bacon. I guess I didn't say the proper temperature, medium high heat. Culinary version of Robert Downey Jr. I guess that's a compliment. Oh, somebody says salt them overnight, the steaks. It kind of tenderizes them, and you don't have much salt on them, and good way to do it. Someone's saying the pepper is ground enough. The big chunks make it harder to get a good sear. I don't know, man. Oh, this is a good one. Shepherd's pie. Oh, because this guy was saying not a shepherd's pie. Yeah, because it was thing with cooking is sometimes I try to make the video more entertaining by not doing my research and interpreting the recipe how I would cook it as a cook or a chef. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it makes it more interesting when it's not all done the way it's supposed to be done. So yeah, the shepherd's pie, traditionally in the American version of shepherd's pie, not the way it's supposed to be. Cottage pie is with ground beef, and the shepherd's pie is, if you look at one of Gordon's shepherd's pie, it's actually made with lamb, right? But this is a little technical thing. It's not even a big deal, but the guy was very upset at the fact that cranky about my shepherd's pie. Other people loved it, got more positive on it, but the guy was just cranky. Say the right thing or the right name. So many positive ones, I can't find any bad ones. Oh, here, not sure if this is educational or comedy. Bit of both. Oh, and the sun-dried tomatoes, the last one. Okay, so they aren't sun-dried. They're just dried. I dehydrated them in an air fryer. Like, that's the way to kind of do tomatoes. Sun-dried tomatoes is a term. I don't think I've ever... Usually, tomatoes can be oven-dried, air-fried, dehydrated. I've worked in kitchens my whole life, and I haven't seen it once. People do them in the sun. I don't even know if that's a thing. You could do them in the sun, but it might take... You gotta wait for a really hot day, and it might take hours and hours to dry out sun-dried tomatoes. I don't know. Gotta have a hot day, man. It's gotta be over 100 degrees, and just try to dry these things out. Might take a long time, might take days. It's more or less a culinary term. There's my responses on nasty comments. All right, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching Beaumont's Kitchen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, love ya. And maybe I'll do another video about some real cool bad comments. Talk to you soon. Bye.